Welcome to the Global Sports Channel Australia versus India Daily Test Highlights Wrap-Up. My name's Phil Wishart and it's great that you can join us. We'll be doing these daily highlights on the Global Sports Channel so you can check them out after play each night or before the next day's play. Now, Day 3 is a special day at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's known as Jane McGrath Day in support of the McGrath Foundation, following the passing of Jane McGrath, the late wife of Australian fast bowler Glenn McGrath. This year is the 13th year of celebrating Jane McGrath Day and the Pink Test at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and it was always going to be a little bit different because we couldn't have full crowds due to capped capacities of COVID. The biosecurity bubbles meant that not everything that would happen on the day would go on as normal, but there was still a great day of celebration and great fundraising efforts for the McGrath Foundation. So let's check out some of the scenes of what happened throughout the day. The ladies' stand is renamed the Jane McGrath stand at the SCG on Day 3, with both teams providing signed pink caps to go towards the fundraising efforts of the cause. It's always great to see the fans get out, and here's a few shots of the McGrath Foundation staff and the fans as they were coming into the ground this morning. And you can support the Pink Test by buying your virtual seat this year. Go to pinktest.com.au. Normally the ground would be full and there'd be fundraising efforts around the ground, which they weren't able to do as much this year. I've bought mine, so hopefully you can get involved and support the cause as well. Well, Day 3 was full of excitement at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Jane McGrath Day. The Australians got over their fielding woes from the second test in Melbourne, dropping 6 catches as they had 3 runouts to dismantle India's batting lineup throughout the day. The day started with India on 2 for 96 with Pujara and Rahane at the crease. These two men had shut up shop the night before just to get through the session. They came out with a lot more intent, and it took 10 overs until Australian fast bowler Pat Cummins got Rahane to chop on. He took out the off stump, which went cartwheeling out of the ground, and he was out for 22 runs. The first of Australia's 3 runouts came in the 67th over, with Josh Hazlewood doing an amazing piece of fielding. He got down low at mid-off, dived to his right, picked up the ball, threw it at the stumps all in one motion, and he got Vihari out at the non-striker's end. It was a great piece of fielding and really set up the day for the Australians. The second session was full of action as Australia took the new ball. Firstly, Rishabh Pant was hit with a nasty blow on the elbow by Pat Cummins. The medics came out. He was able to bat on, however he wasn't there for much longer as he was taken in the slips by Warner off the bowling of Josh Hazlewood. This brought India to 5 for 195, and that's where the real action started. Firstly, Cummins had Pujara caught by Payne in the following over for 50 before running out Ravi Ashwin with another great run out and fielding by the Australian team. India went on to lose 6 for 49 runs and they were all out for 244 as we look at the scorecard to see what happened. Well, taking a look at the Indian scorecard, and there was a lot of starts but no one really went on. Gill and Pujara had half centuries. Pujara's off 176 balls was his slowest. And towards the back of the innings, India just lost wickets with Jadeja, the only player really putting up a fight. 3 runouts for the Australian team. Their fielding was vastly improved from their Melbourne showing, and Pat Cummins proved why he's the best fast bowler in the world in Test cricket. He took 4 for 29. Bowling in partnership with Hazlewood, they were able to choke down both ends as Hazlewood got 2 for 43 and plenty of maiden overs, which put the pressure on the Indian batsmen. Now, Pant got out for 36. As we said, he had an injury to his elbow, and we'll see how he goes coming back out. I don't think we'll see him bat again, as India finished up on 244 runs off just over 100 overs. With Australia leading by 94 runs going into the final session, it was always going to be a great afternoon of cricket. India needed quick wickets, whilst Australia were just there to bat India out of the game and build a solid total going into Day 4. With the injury to Rishabh Pant, his elbow, he was off for scans, and that meant that Saha came in as a substitute fielder and to keep for the team. Now, Saha was the keeper in the first match of the series, and there had been a lot of talk about him replacing Pant in the final test of the series, as he'd had a few dropped catches throughout the first innings of this match. So he's got his chance to prove his claims for the wicket-keeping position, and he was straight into the action early on, catching Will Pucovski, who nicked off the bowling of Siraj for 10 runs. Now, Siraj has been bowling really well in only his second test. He looks so dangerous. You've got Bumrah, Siraj, and the debutant in this match, Saini. India's fast bowling stocks look like something that'll be there to be dealt with for a long time to come by all of the batting teams around the world. Ravi Ashwin was brought into the attack fairly early, as the spinners normally have a great impact at the SCG on the second innings of the matches, and he was able to trap Dave Warner in front for 13 LBW. It was reviewed on DRS by Warner, and it came down to umpire's call, with Australia retaining the review. As we turn to the scorecard for the end of day's play on Jane McGrady, our pink test, Australia finished with no more batsmen losing wickets, Labuschagne and Smith at the crease as Labuschagne approaches his second half century of the match. Warner and Coffsey were out 13 and 10 runs respectively, and the wicket takers were Ashwin and Siraj, who both had a wicket each in that final session. Australia now leading by 197 runs with 8 wickets in hand going into day 4. As we look at who won the day today, it was definitely a day for the Australian cricket team. Pat Cummins did show why he was the best test bowler in the world, taking his 4 wickets and also getting a run out. And Australia's fielding was very much improved, and that was really the difference, getting some of the middle and tail enders out throughout that first innings for India. I think India would have liked to have seen Australia 4 or 5 down at the end of the day, but they've only got those wickets so far, and they'll really need to come out firing on day 4 if they're any chance of winning the test match. Well, there you have it. Jane McGrady is done and dusted at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and it was a pretty good day of cricket with lots of wickets. India will need to come out tomorrow morning on day 4 and get some very quick wickets in the first session if they're any chance of staying in this game. However, Australia just needs to continue batting on and extending their lead with a chance to maybe have a few overs at the Indian batsmen tomorrow afternoon on day 4. Thanks very much for joining us on the Global Sports Channel. If you like and want to see more of our content, make sure you like, share and follow on all the social media channels, or check out the website at the end of this show. But for tonight, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.